Branden here. Time for more Branden's boy problems. So, I'm a Scorpio and my boyfriend's a Gemini. If you know anything about astrology, you will know that these signs are not compatible whatsoever. Literally every zodiac compatibility I looked up said we have no chance of survival. But it's been over 8 months now. We're still going strong, but I do feel like the longer we're together, it does make it more aware like how completely different we are. And I feel like I would never reject someone because of their sign, though I do feel like zodiacs and astrology, like people that are against it always say like, I don't trust someone's sign, or like, I don't, not defined by my sign. But again, it's like your sign doesn't tell literally every little detail about you. It's just mostly like a great predictor of what you mesh well with other people with and what you don't mesh well with other people with. Like, again, I would never completely reject someone because of their sign, but based on my own life experiences, I can know, like, based on your sign, what we will struggle with in relating to what our likelihood of getting along with is, and what chances we really have of having a friendship, relationship, etc. Because I feel like zodiac and astrology is a really great predictor of, it's a great predictor of like sociology and like how different people work based off of like when you were born. And again, like not everyone adheres to every factor of their sign, but I do feel like I believe in astrology, I believe in zodiacs, and I do feel like it's been pretty accurate for me, especially in determining like who I'm compatible with and who I'm not compatible with. And my boyfriend is not my first Gemini I've ever dated, and surprisingly, looking back on all my significant relationships, the sign I have the most experience with is Gemini, but none of the previous Geminis I was with were ever really an actual relationship. Like, it was mostly like situationships, so it wasn't like a long-term relationship where you actually have to see like how well you mesh together with like building a future together and seeing how you deal with in every sector of life. And then it's like with my boyfriend and I, it's just like we are complete and total opposites. And I do feel like as a Scorpio, like I feel like as a water sign, air signs probably are the sign I have the most difficulty with, because before, like, Aquarius and Gemini were the signs I hated the most. Like, I just felt like I did not mesh well with them, I don't get along with them. And then of course, like, when I say I hate a sign the most, that's the sign I end up dating. And I did end up dating Aquarius, and I do have a more positive experience with Aquarius, but I do still feel like I doubt if it would ever work long term, because again, that was a situationship. Like, my only two boyfriends have been Capricorn and Gemini, but like my Capricorn relationship was definitely way more dysfunctional, toxic, and not as healthy as a relationship I'm in now. But again, we still have a lot to work on, especially like if we have an argument or something bothers us, it's like what bothered him is not what bothered me, and what bothered me isn't what bothered him. So again, it's like we're both upset about the same situation, but for two different completely reasons. And then it's like he's mad at me about what I said or did, and I'm mad at him about what he said or did, but he didn't think anything was wrong with what he said or did, and I don't think anything's wrong with what I said or did. So it just becomes constant like conflict, because it's like you completely see the same situation in two different ways, and then you want the other person to apologize for something that you feel like you didn't feel like you did anything wrong, but they feel like you did something wrong. And it's just constantly clashing back and forth, back and forth. And it's just kind of like, it gets so frustrating. But again, it's like we've been together over 8 months now, so we haven't given up on our relationship, but it hasn't exactly been easy, since it is really hard to like make something work when someone is just the complete total opposite of you. And I always felt like opposites attract. Like, I like guys that are completely different than me. Like, we don't have to have that much in common. Like, I don't care if we watch the same TV shows, dress the same way, like the same food, etc. But I mean, it's the fundamental things that really do matter, and that's exactly like where we clash. And it's just very like difficult when the person you are in a relationship with doesn't view the world or navigate through the world the same way you do. So it's just constant like back and forth, clashing, arguments, like debate. Like, we really just do not see eye to eye on a lot of things, and it's very hard in a relationship. But I do feel like this doesn't deter me from wanting to pursue the relationship, but it is very frustrating at times, and it does get to a difficult point where it's just like, okay, how do we solve the situation when we didn't see the same situation the same way, and what you're upset about, what I'm upset about is completely different. So I feel like it is constant, like, you have to constantly compromise literally over every little thing. And then like I've definitely been like a selfish and stubborn person throughout my life, and I feel like he is too. So it's just kind of like in our relationships we're probably used to getting our way, but then when we're in a relationship together, it's just kind of like, okay, no one's gonna get their way, no one's ever gonna win in any argument or anything. So it's like you either just have to choose, like, okay, this isn't worth fighting over, or apologize and move on, or forgive and let it be that. But it is just a very constant struggle dating someone that's complete and total opposite of you. But I feel like Gemini is my rising sign, so maybe that could play a factor into why I do always end up with Geminis. But it is just been a very big learning experience, and I do feel like astrology is accurate. Like, I love astrology. I don't care if anyone hates on it, does believe in it, doubts it, because if you actually do look into it and look up your sign, look up all your past relationship signs, and see like what you're compatible with, what you weren't compatible with, I'm sure it's going to be very accurate in telling you what you struggled with and what you don't struggle with, or what you related to on. And every little thing said water and air makes rain, so it has been a very stormy 8 months. But I do love my boyfriend, and I do love this relationship, and I do want to see how it goes. It's just very like every day is a learning process, and this is the longest relationship I've ever been in, so every day is an opportunity to learn more about each other and figure each other out. And Scorpios and Geminis both have two of the worst reputations as signs to date in the entire zodiac, so we both come with our flaws. So it's not like either one of us is easier to date than the other, and it's not like if you date someone else, like it's just going to be complete and total harmony, because again, human beings, we all have our own quirks, interests, difficulties. Like, it's never going to be smooth sailing in any relationship unless one person's a complete doormat. So if you both are two strong-willed individuals, like, and you want to be together, you really just have to work on it every single day and never give up. And do look into your astrology to see what factors will be learning opportunities for the both of you, because it's definitely a struggle dating your polar opposite. So thanks for joining me for this episode of Branden's Boy Problems. She's getting my nerves.